Welcome back to Team FastEddy. Today we're going to take a look at the Team Chase rear shock tower uprights for the HPI Baja, and it's going to work on all of the Bajas, be it the 5B, the 5T, or the 5SC. Before we take a look at the Team Chase unit, we're going to go ahead and look at the stock unit. One of the issues with the stock unit is that over time they bow. And that's because the shock tower mounts are mounted on the outside, and it puts a lot of pressure on this rear upright, and eventually they're going to bow. And it happens a lot more often than one would think. We usually go through in a race season and replace these 3 or 4 times. When we take a look at the Team Chase unit, we're going to find that it's made out of a little bit of a stiffer plastic material compound, and it also has a lot greater thickness to it than the stock unit does, as you can see here. And then if we look at the profile on the sides here, you'll also see that the bracing is much different. Those are just a few of the additional features. The unit itself is going to be basically the same exact size and fit. So it's just a plug-in unit. You're just going to go ahead and put it right on. I do believe also that it is compatible with the Turtle brace, as well as several others on the market right now. However, it is designed to fit all stock parts, so it is a stock replacement. One of the things that we've been doing for years on the Baja when we put our brace on is that we drill all the way through with a bolt on both the top and the bottom and put a nut on the back. And to do that, we have to shave everything down, and it's it's a mod that's not that difficult, but it is most definitely needed. The Team Chase upright addressed this situation by putting nut holders in the back. They already go all the way through, and he has provided an area that captures the nut, so you don't need to use a wrench on it. All in all, an extremely hardy piece. Very well made. If we can get a little close up here, you can see that it has the Team Chase name on there, and they are also made in the United States. It's 100% American part. These are fairly new on the market. However, knowing the Team Chase quality and the design work and development that went into these, I'm going to probably safely say that this is going to be one of the must-have upgrades for every Baja out there. In my opinion, this is a much hardier piece in the way that it should have been designed in the first place. When you get your package, it's going to come in a sealed baggie. When you open it up, it's going to contain 2 of the uprights, and they are universal, so there's not a left and a right. It doesn't matter which one you put on when. You get the 2 units. He also included in the package the hardware, because the bolts on these are longer, and the nuts are also included here, so you're going to go ahead and use the supplied hardware when you install it to get the best install possible. Also, last but not least, the most important is your Go Fast sticker. Without the sticker, 5 miles an hour slower. So you got to put those on. Again, we're taking a look at the Team Chase rear shock tower uprights. This is the Team Chase, and this is the stock. These are available now at any of your fine HPI Baja retailers, and they are distributed by TGN Team Gonads. We appreciate you stopping by, Team FastEddy, and we're going to go ahead now and do a quick install for these. So stick around and check it out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and install the brace now. I did a little pre-preparation work here and basically just removed the shocks from the shock tower. The other thing that you're going to do is to remove the 2 screws that go to your back plate, located here, and then also underneath that hold your bumper on. Right down here. It doesn't matter if you have the 5B, the 5T, or the SC. You're going to need to remove those and then go ahead and take off your back bumper assembly. See if we can move the camera down just a smidge. There we go. What that's going to do then is expose our hinge pin, which we're going to need to remove. At this point, you really don't have to take the entire shock tower off, but we're going to at this point, just to make it easier. So now that the shock tower is removed, you can actually see I've already installed one on here earlier, and we're going to install the second one, but you can see the difference in the size on these units. At this point, we're going to go ahead and slide out the hinge pin. Make sure you hold up your rear bumper or your rear A-arm, because this is going to all come down on you. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the bottom screw that holds the stock shock tower on. Okay, once that screw is removed, the shock tower is going to go ahead and come off. Place the little screw aside because we're going to reuse that. And now we're going to have to remove the metal bushing from the shock tower. See if we can get a close-up here. Come on, focus. There we go. We're going to have to remove that metal bushing and replace it into the same space that's on the Team Chase shock tower. Now these towers are manufactured to a real tight spec, so you may have to press that in, and it could take a little time to do that. So we're going to go ahead and go off camera, get that taken out of this one and put into this one, and we'll be right back. Alright, got the little bushing aligned in there. Come on, focus. There we go. Got it aligned in there. What I did is I couldn't really get it all pressed in by hand, so I'm just going to use a little pair of pliers and be sure not to mar it up. But I'm just going to put that in there and give it a little squeeze, and it presses in, and we're all set to go. Now we're going to go ahead and set this unit down in here where it goes, and I'm using the HPI metal uprights here, which can be a little bit tight, again because the specs on this are pretty close, so they can be pretty tight in there. So I went ahead and used a little file on the metal part to get it to be the right thickness so it'll slide right in. So we're going to put that back in. We're going to slide in the hinge pin. We're going to align back up the rear A-arm and slide everything back in place. Sometimes it can be a little difficult to get the hinge pin lined up, so you just kind of have to wiggle it around, press it in. I'm going to go ahead and slide this up. Now at this point we're going to go ahead and put our little screw back in the bottom, or you can do that in the opposite way. You can go ahead and put that screw in first if you want, but I find it easier to put it in afterwards. I'm going to go ahead and screw this in. Once that's in nice and tight, we can go ahead and grab the hardware that came with the kit. We have a long screw, a short screw, and 2 nuts per side. So I'm going to go ahead and slide the nuts into the holes in the back. Going to go ahead and get our shock tower brace back out. If you're using the turtle brace, you may need to get a little bit longer screws. Just double check it and make sure, because these are designed for the stock. The longer screw is going to go on the bottom. The shorter screw is going to go on the top. You're going to go ahead and repeat that process for both sides. And then get everything tightened up. Now that those are all tightened up, our braces are fully installed, we can go ahead and put our rear bumper assembly back on. Put the screws back in and reinstall our shocks. We want to thank you for stopping by, Team FastEddy. Again, this has been a review and install for the Team Chase rear shock tower uprights.